could be you found a boyfriend slash girlfriend in your university life. So that could be a significant milestone. Might not be a goal, but it's definitely a milestone, right? Then finally, as you reach towards the end of your 4 years in university, another key milestone could be your final year project, because that's the last project you're ever going to do before you graduate. And the last milestone is when you attend your graduation ceremony. So those are milestones, significant events, okay, in your I got distracted by the camera already.
Sorry.
Significant milestones in your university journey. Okay, so we have quite a few milestones for you, and it's nothing different. You have this for every subject, but this time I want to make it very clear. Your test is on week 6 during your lecture. Your assignment and presentation. This time you must submit your presentation and your assignment together on week 11. Okay, so on week 11, please submit your assignment and presentation. Your oral presentation, I enjoy this part. This time no recording, live. Okay, we are going to do over week 12 and 13, and by week 14 I'll give you all the feedback on your assignment and presentation, just like last exam. Then you have your final assessment, which is actually your final exam. We just call it final assessment. You have a super long semester, right? It's 14 weeks, and I look at your calendar. Your exam is spread over 3 weeks. Hopefully you can finish all your exam in 2 weeks. But it's spread over 3 weeks, so I don't know when your exam will be, but it will be during the period. And the weightage of the scores for all these things. Your test will contribute 10% to your overall marks. Your assignment and presentation will be 40%, and this will be 50%. So it's 50-50 like most subjects. Okay? And if you look at the breakdown of 40%, your assignment, of course, will take the bulk of it, 80%, and your presentation will be 20%. Okay? Nothing new, this happens for most subjects as well. Okay, so practical 1. Practical 1, we will do over 2 weeks, this week and next week. Okay, so this week we have to do a few things first. So let me walk through with you what we have to do, what you have to do, and let's look through the assignment spec. You haven't met your lecturer also, right? Okay, so let me walk through with it. But it is in your Google Classroom already, your lecture Google Classroom. So let me walk through with you the assignment spec. Okay, assignment spec. Hopefully make it bigger so everyone can see at the back. Okay, assignment spec. So what you have to do is you have to write a project management assignment by forming a group of 5 students per group. You have how many in this class? 23 or 25, I think. If it's 25, that's fine. 24. 23.
Oh, you're going to
23 or 24, I can't remember. I saw it this morning. So max 5. Hopefully we can get the last group to be 4, depending on 24 or 23. We'll see. Otherwise, we have to do 3 groups of 5 and 2 groups of 4 to be safe. At least better, safer. Okay. Every team member is supposed to practice to be a project manager. So every team member will be a project manager every week in your team as you do your assignment. This one, as I said, 80-20. So 80% is your assignment, 20% is your presentation. So nothing new there. So when you manage a project, it's going to be a project, right? So you have to, this time, choose a project, a software project. Must be a software project. Cannot be a construction project, cannot be anything else. Must be a software development project. Okay? We've given you some examples of software projects you can choose. Or if you want to build your own, please let me know. And I should not have any problems as long as it's a software project. But there's one caveat. Your project in mind that you're thinking of must be able to complete in 3 to 4 months. Okay? This is not a software development building project, building a software class. This is project management class. So, but your software development process must be completed within 3 to 4 months. That means from building the software, testing the software, talking to the users, deploying the software, go live, fixing all the bugs, all must be completed in 3 to 4 months. So don't go and think of a project, a government project to build a whole government system that will take 2 years to complete. Okay, you don't have time for this assignment to have a 2-year project. So your project schedule, when you build it in Microsoft Project, should be 3 to 4 months only to complete the whole cycle. Okay? Okay. Try to choose a system that you roughly know what the modules are in the system will be. But if you don't know as well, you can Google or ChatGPT and find out what modules will consist in the system, right? Like delivery tracking system. What do you have to worry about? You have to worry about the trucks that you have. You have to worry about the scheduling of the trucks, when they can deliver the items in the truck. So if you're familiar with that, because you will have to develop the module. You don't have to develop the modules, but you have to specify what module you're going to build when as well. It's part of your project, right? So you need to put that in as well. So do take a software project that you think you understand a bit about the software project. Okay, assignment task. So this is what you have to deliver in your, the other thing I have to tell you about. So once you figure out a software project, you have to imagine who the client is who wants the software built. So you have to come out with an idea of who that client is and what they want from this project. So let me give you an example. Let's say you decide to build a ticket reservation system for a company who organizes concerts, physical concerts. Okay, you decide to do that. You see it. This one is very generic, right? Reservation system. I made it more specific. Ticket reservation system for a company who organizes concerts. So you decide that is the project. So you must now imagine, who is this company? This company who organizes concerts. What are their requirements? What do they want? What are their challenges? How soon do they want it built? What resources can they help? So you have to come up with a little bit of that, right? You have to imagine the customer. Okay. Then, when you start writing your assignment for project management, you need all these components inside. Okay. The report. You'll see the appendix shortly, which has more details. The background of your project, that means who the client is, what their challenges are, blah, blah, blah. The project development team, there's 5 of you in the team, all of you will play different roles, so you can highlight the different roles. The scope of your project, that means what you have to do. What is the deliverables? I have to do it in 3 months. I have to deliver this function, this function, this function. Your project schedule, so we will be using Microsoft Projects 2021 that is in your lab PC. Okay, I'll talk about it. I'll give you a demo of it so you can play around with it as well. Then you have to develop the quality plan and the risk table. Don't worry about it right now. You haven't even learned about it in your lecture yet. You'll come to it and then you know what it is. But these are essentially the 6 components you have to deliver. There's a bit more information down there. So you notice the assumption. You have to make an assumption, which is what I just said, of who the client is and what their requirements are. And this client has awarded a software project to you, your team, so that you have to plan on your project. And your lecturer has indicated very clearly that every week you will take turns to play the role of project manager. Okay, your lecturer this time around has been very clear upfront about how they want the report to look like, and how the formatting. So they've given you everything here. Your assignment must be worded named this way. Your presentation must be done this way. Your rubrics will be also named this way. Very clear. So I think hopefully there will be less questions compared to last term, right? Last term there was a lot of things we didn't have prepared upfront, right? Like blur, yeah, like the cover page also was not provided. This term very clear. So
lecture issue, lecture issue.
I won't comment. So submission deadline, as I said, is week 11 for your presentation and your assignment. So all I said just now, your presentation week 12, 13, I give you feedback on week 14. Late continuous assessment, I won't go through, you know all this, plagiarism. Let's look at the appendix. So in the appendix, it goes through in a lot more detail what you have to write. Okay? Project background, you have to write a lot more about the client, the nature of the business, and the reasons the client wants to do the project. So this part here is something you have to research a bit more, right? So if you're doing a ticket reservation system for a company that organizes concerts, you probably want to go and do a bit of research to find whether there's such a company and what their requirements are. If not, then you have to find a company that closely matches this type of requirements. And you can come up with some of the challenges they have, some of their requirements. Okay? So do take this in mind when you select what software project you want to do, okay? Because you will have to come out with this. You have to estimate the project cost. All this can be done inside Microsoft Projects. State one objective. So there's a lot of details here. So that's one background. Then the second one is about your team, the 4 or 5 people in your team, who the stakeholders are, and your communication plan. You'll learn about the communication plan during your lecture, so I won't go through this. Then you have to talk about the scope of your project. Okay? So that's why I suggested, 3 to 4 months, and make sure you do have a bit of understanding about the software that you're trying to supposedly develop, so you can explain the scope a little bit, right? Otherwise, you'll have a bit of challenge writing about the scope if you don't know what it is. Then the scope of the system, show 3 levels at the system level, module level, and function level. Okay, that one should not be a problem for you guys. Then one of the things here is you have to select a software process model. You all remember? Agile versus waterfall. So you can choose one or the other, and your project schedule, the Gantt chart will look a bit different depending on which one you select. The waterfall one will be very straightforward, as you know, because you got the one after another. Then you have to develop the schedule in Microsoft Projects. So I will show you very shortly, I think after this. And a quality plan and the risk table. Don't worry about that, you'll come to it. Your favorite subject is you also have to write a bit about ethics. Very small, trust me, nothing much. Stir should be fresh in your head. Traumatized already, yeah. Oh, yes, excellent. Okay, that's really it. Okay, let me go through and see what else I need to tell you. So that's the assignment spec, and then there's an assignment rubric. Okay. So you see the rubric here is in your class as well, and there are 2 sets of marks we're going to give you, 80-20 here. So there's the team marks, 80%, and this is not 80-20, sorry. This is the team marks, this is the student mark. Okay. Yeah, I think it's 80-20, sorry, what am I talking about? So the team marks is we'll judge you based on your assignment. So you notice the rubrics covers every single part of your assignment that we just discussed, right? So it matches everything. Then there's marks from 0 to 10, and we'll give you marks for that. That's for the whole team. Then during your presentation, every student has to present, right? So the 20% marks for presentation will come individually by student. Okay. So in your team, when you present, everybody will present one part of it, and you will get, each individual will get marks based on that. Okay. And this is also from 0 to 10. So that's the rubrics and the marking. Let me show you something else. Assignment template. Oh, I like this, all ready. So that's the assignment template all ready for you. It's also found in your main lecture Google Classroom. So you just copy this. And one thing good about this is it's very clear what your table of contents will look like. So there's no more second guessing. Should I put this first? Should I put this next? If you follow exactly like this, you will meet the requirements. I'm not saying you can't change it. If you do say in project schedule, you want to talk a little bit more about something else you think is important, but it's not highlighted here as one of the 3 points under project schedule, you could add that in as well. Okay, so that's another option. But I think the easiest way, just make sure you follow all of this and fill out all of this, meet all these requirements first. That's the basic you have to do at the very least. So everything is given, all the organization, you see here. So literally it's like filling out a form after you do your research. Okay, so all this is here. So that's all been provided. Now I want to show you something else before we form our teams. Your lecturer has suggested this. This is optional, this is not mandatory. I'm not going to force you to do it, but if you think it helps, we could do it together. Okay, this is my team, this document you can fill in. Let me try to explain to you what your lecturer was thinking about. Your lecturer, when she designed this, she was trying to encourage collaboration within your team. That's the main intention. So what she suggested, and as I said, once again, optional, what she suggested is every part of the document, you assign different team members on a rotation basis. So when you start writing your project background, you assign 2 person, and then they will start writing and which day and week they completed. Then step 2 will be reviewing somebody's from your team. Step 3, the draft version 2, also the same guys, they will change. And then step 4, another bunch of people in your team will do the review. Step 5, do another draft. And finally, the last review is by me. So what she wanted to do here is to make sure that you have a couple of versions that you write and you have people in your team to review before the tutor, myself, reviews it right at the end for every section of your document. And you notice it changes people. It changes people. So the next section when you write for your project team structure, stakeholders, and comp plan, it's not the same fella, it's another bunch of guys. I'll leave this to you. If you want to use this, we can use the same format to do the review. But if you find it too cumbersome, because I know how you guys organize it, right? You organize it very clearly by section, right? If there are 5 members in the team and there are 5 sections, you do section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, section 5. You don't rotate, right? So this might not work for you. So that's one thing I want to say. The other thing I want to say about reviewing is that, last semester, I open up my Gmail and my Google Chat and say, please send me your draft reviews and I will give you feedback, right? I could do that last semester because I was only teaching 8 hours a week. This semester I'm teaching 22 hours a week. So I will not be able to review your draft every time you drop me a Google Mail or Google Chat, okay? It's impossible. So I suggest I will open up, if you want to contact me to ask questions, specific questions, no problem, I can address it. But if you ask me to review your docs by sending it to me before your class, it's going to be very difficult. So I suggest we use my Google Chat and Gmail this SAM just for specific questions you may have. So as you start writing your assignment, let's say you're in week 3, week 4, and you're writing about project team structure, stakeholders, and communication plan. And you have a specific question about communication plan because it's not very clear. Just drop me a Gmail or Google Chat and I'll try my best to answer as quickly as possible. But the review of your drafts, you will have to keep to the practical class. Okay? I think that's the only way it will work. I don't want to set expectations which I cannot meet. I will definitely not be able to review your draft documents separately. I think this assignment is not very difficult, seriously, once you start writing it, so it should be quite easy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, or what you have to do, is you need to start forming your teams. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload all this as a PDF in your tutorial practical classroom for group 10. And you go to this page and update the Google Sheet. Okay, so let me do it right now. Where's my classroom? Sorry? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.